And we are live streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Coffee with a Lawyer every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is our opportunity to be of service to the public and answer your questions for free. There is no attorney-client relationship, no confidentiality. So if you are going to ask a question, we just ask that you keep it general, and this is just for information purposes. If you need legal advice, it is best to consult confidentially with an attorney. And today we have a guest, Anthony, if you'd like to ask any question you may have.
Yeah, my name's Anthony McBride. I just signed with the manager. He decided to do a 3-month deal,
Okay.
non-exclusive contract.
Non-exclusive.
I just want to know what should, I signed it. He signed it as well as his creative development assistant. I want to know what should I be on the lookout for, giving a short-term contract, non-exclusive. What are my rights and what are my liabilities totally?
Well, I will say this, that he has, or this manager has compromised a little bit. He's lessening the value of his deal by allowing it to be non-exclusive and short term. Usually, managers want broad rights and exclusive rights. So, without having read the contract, those are my first impressions. But manager agreements are contract based. They're what you can bargain for. They're not regulated. There's no collective bargaining agreement that they've signed on to where they have to cap their fees. It is purely negotiated. So it all depends on the contract. Manager contracts can vary across the board. They come in all different types of terms. It's definitely something that should be reviewed by an attorney. Anytime that you sign a document, you should have it reviewed by an attorney because that is when you are transacting rights. And it's important that you're informed and you know what rights are at issue. Managers, maybe there might be a royalty provision in there which makes you obligated to them for eternity. I don't know. It's all based on the contract. But the fact that you said that it's non exclusive and is short term are usually they're usually deal points, and it looks like he's accommodated you.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just a contract. It took him forever to sign. I've been working with him for almost 2 years. I mean, I think August would have been, August 2022, about a year. We've
Right.
been working together on and off for a year, doing phone calls. He's been giving me advice. I think for half of that time, he was with his agency. And he was planning on leaving his agency. He left his agency at the beginning of the year and started his own management company. So I think the guy was really focused on getting veteran talent, not, emerging talent. So I think that could be why it took so long.
Well,
But when we started working on the project, the biopic, I think it piqued his interest a little bit more
mhm.
and let him, come on board and, sign me up for the duration of the end of the year. So,
Okay. Well, a lot of deals in the entertainment industries are done on a handshake, which is not always the best. It's important to get things in writing. The fact that you guys have worked with each other before in the past shows a uh, past course of business, so it could help if there's any dispute in terms of interpretation of the parties' obligations, but it is all based on the contract. The contract will control. Now, with that being said, it's important to review the terms. The fact that you worked with him before for a number of years, and it sounds like he was with a different agency and then started his own, that's important. I think you need to somehow confirm that you're not under contract with the former agency. I think you need to clear that up. I don't know if you signed anything or not. I don't know if you recall, but I think that's important. Okay.
yeah.
Can you recall if you signed anything?
I mean, I signed the contract for the 3 months and we
Anything?
did
Yeah.
huh?
Anything before that?
We did an NDA for that particular project, the biopic.
Okay.
No, non-disclosure agreement for the biopic.
Okay. You know, a big thing
And I
with
think,
the NDAs, depending on who it's coming from, sometimes they're one sided, and you need to make the revision that it's mutual. Make sure these NDAs are mutual. Okay.
okay,
So that's
okay.
always just a practical tip. Whenever you're presented with an NDA, it's probably best to just insert mutual into the contract to make sure that it's reciprocal. It's not fair if it's just one side has to keep the secrets and not the other side.
Yeah.
But as far as whether your management agreement is fair or not, it's difficult to say. It's all based on the contract terms. Again, manager agreements come in all different variations, and I can't really speculate as to what the terms may be. It does seem like he sees that you have a valuable piece of property, this biopic project you're working on. So I don't know if his manager agreement is specifically drafted for the biopic. I'm not sure. That's something to review with a critical eye. Okay. I will say this, that you can have carve outs. Now, the fact that it's non exclusive, I don't know. I need to review how that's included in the contract. Usually, managers want exclusive rights to managing your career. Otherwise, it can get you can overlap, and you may conflict on the advice of the professionals that you've hired in terms of
Well, the
your.
clause says that if I do go to somebody else, I would have to give them like 30 days notice
Mhm.
to end the contract
It
first.
it sounds fair. Okay, the key terms. There are key terms in every contract. In this one, term period, percentage, costs. Management agreements, you got to review the cost provisions. There may be a lot of hidden costs in there that you want to clarify. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
you don't want to make you don't want to make yourself liable to something that's unclear in the beginning. You want to have it all set out front, because you don't want him coming back after you when your relationship is set and over with, and now he's alleging you owe him tens of thousands of dollars for marketing costs, promotion costs, travel costs, even overhead costs. I don't know. The cost provisions are very important in the manager agreement.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So take a good look at that. It sounds like you've already entered the deal, and the fact that it's short term is fine. I prefer, in for your interests, shorter term to see if you work well together.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I mean, because a manager can experience a lot of downside.
I understand. And
So
also, I mean, it's a short term contract, but also take a look at the termination provision. In every deal, it's important to know how you can exit the deal. Right? Not everything lasts forever. Things come to an end, and you need to spell out specifically how you can end the relationship amicably and separate. Usually, that's sometimes the most difficult time, um, because once you enter business, you develop these relationships and expectations, and it's inevitable that one party may hold the other party liable for any type of breach. It could happen. So it's important to spell out how you can specifically end the relationship. Termination provision is important. Don't overlook it. That's your exit strategy.
right. Yeah, so they does have that. He says, even though it's exclusive, there is non-compete. There is a non-compete provision in
Okay.
here.
Okay.
It says the creator may work with other literary talent agents simultaneously, but must inform the company of any such arrangements and ensure that they do not conflict with the company's responsibilities under this agreement.
Okay.
Okay.
Non-compete clauses have to be reasonable in scope, time, duration. If it is limitless, then it would be held to be invalid. It has to be reasonable in scope. So I don't recall what the exact language of that term was, but if it was limited in distance, time, it sounds like it had a restriction on the industry, but there must be more limitations. It can't be broad, or else it will be a an interference on your constitutional rights to seek employment. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So you may want to revisit that non-compete clause.
Okay. All right. So those are my questions.
Well, those are the key terms that would catch my attention if I were reviewing your contract. The key terms: the fee, cost, term, time duration, non-disclosure. Make sure it's mutual. Non-compete. Make sure it's limited in scope. I'm sure there's some other terms in there. I'd like to see what would be included in the calculation of the manager's fees. What area of your employment is he contracting for? I mean, I know your situation a little bit more in detail, but that's something you need to look at whenever reviewing a contract. Is it just restricted to the biopic? Is it for your entertainment career in general? And what does that encompass? Your writing career, acting, producing. You want to be specific with carve outs if there's anything that comes to mind that you want to keep for yourself. So you want to specifically address any carve outs,
Okay.
right? Managers are business people, they're not regulated. So a lot of times their arrangements are fraught with disputes. Their fee isn't set, their terms aren't set. It is all based on freedom of contract. They can bargain for a lot of rights, and it's important that you're informed. Managers uh, are in a position where they can take advantage of their clients. Managers, producers, they're not regulated. They're very business oriented, and it comes down to rights. Remember the magic formula: rights equals power, power equals the ability to monetize. The manager has just contracted to secure rights in your endeavors. So the rights equals the power, and the power is the ability to monetize.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions, or if not, we can see if anyone in the chat has a question. Let me see if anyone else is signing on. Any other questions, Anthony?
No, not right now. I mean, I'm still working on the biopic, and I've just signed this contract this week. So it's only 3 months, and it's October. And 3 months is going to go by quickly. So probably in the beginning of the year, if I resign with this guy, uh, I'll let you know how things are going, and that'll be that.
Yeah, perhaps use it as a leveraging point. Revisit the contract after 3 months. If he was able to make any progress for you, try to um, continue the contract on maybe a longer extension. Um, but if he hasn't really produced anything, maybe you negotiate a smaller fee. Uh, Let him know you haven't seen any results and um, you just want to protect your rights, or maybe you want to give him more incentive. I don't know. It depends on relationship. It's all relationship based.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, no, he's only charging 10%, and then
managers can vary from 10 to even 30%.
yeah, I know. So 10% is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good rate. Um, Sounds fair. It's only short term for him, so he's probably just seeing what it could lead to. Um, we'll see. Again, look at the cost provision, all right? Because he could try to recoup a lot of manager costs that you're not aware of.
Yeah, I looked at the contract, didn't see anything in there.
I'm sure something's addressed. I'd be surprised if there was no cost provision.
Okay.
But yeah, take a look at it. I'm happy to be of service. If you want a legal review, feel free to reach out. If not, you have any other questions, or we can adjourn for today and reconnect next week.
Yeah, let's reconnect next week, and I'll keep you posted.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. You have a
Okay.
good week, good day, and take care and take action. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.